The Bitcoin drop yesterday had me more scared than that one time I was being chased by a This is a very serious Bitcoin update, and we need to talk about what is happening right now as the Bitcoin price has officially broken daily bullish market structure, but is getting a bounce from a very important level of support. I'm going to be breaking down for you exactly why we got this drop and what we need to be looking for next, because we are seeing some changes on the Bitcoin chart that we need to pay attention to. So make sure to watch this video till the very end. Make sure to like, subscribe, and click the bell for notifications, because we are bringing you the most Trumpiest rug pull updates here on YouTube.
Make sure to like and subscribe to Jason Casper. He's the best YouTube trader in the world. He's getting huge.
So first of all, why the drop? Well, I have a green box right here, and this is the level that I have literally been saying for weeks. If the Bitcoin price loses this level, the highest probability is that we will come down to take this low and most likely come to the bottom of the range at $85,000. Why was this such an important level? Well, because as we look at the sideways range that we have been trading here, this was a low, this was a higher high, this was a higher low. And if this is a higher low and we're forming an uptrend and we're looking for a higher high, we cannot retrace any lower than the Fibonacci 786 from the low to the high. And so we did take a long from this level here in the Casper Crew VIP Discord, and when we got to move to the upside, obviously we failed to continue, and then we came back down and we lost this level. And as soon as we lost this level, guys, what happens? We get sucked down to this very important area, $85,000 at the low of this sideways range. And here we are right now, simply at the low of a sideways range. And a lot of people are getting very scared. A lot of people are getting very bearish, but this is really where we need to be paying attention, because as you can see, we are currently right now trying to reclaim this $85,000 level. Now, of course, in the Casper Crew VIP Discord, we have been short, ready for this drop for quite some time from the setups that have been given in advance. We shorted $106,000 setup given in advance, still currently in this trade. We also have taken other short trades along the way down, as you can see in the community, where we give the setups in advance over at jasoncaspertrading.com, one of the best trading communities in the world. But now I've officially opened up a long trade. Now, this was the setup we were looking at yesterday in the Casper Crew VIP Discord. Why were we looking for a long trade from this area? Well, there's two reasons. Number one, we are coming down to the bottom of a large range that we have been trading since November 11th. And everybody who basically longed or bought Bitcoin because Trump won the election did so in this area. And so now we've pretty much flushed out most of the people who bought the top after Trump won the election. And the second reason why this is such a key level is because we are coming down to the Fibonacci golden pocket from the last low that we made at $66,000 to our current high. This is one of these make it or break it levels for Bitcoin, because there's only two potential options that can happen right now. Option number one is that we continue to trade this sideways range and we actually get a move back into the range. Option number two is that if we break down, we're going to see Bitcoin come much lower into the 70s. And the reason why we're going to see a breakdown if we don't bounce from here is simply because if we look at these higher term time frames, like let's take a look at the weekly right now, you can see that there's literally no support under this area. If we don't see a fake out here at $85,000, this is going to continue to fill until we come down to the mid to low 70s. Now, I know people hate when I say this, but look, I'm one of the few people who has been calling and preparing for Bitcoin to dip down below $90,000 for literally months now. And a lot of people said it's never going to happen. But we cannot take possibilities off the table, because as traders, our job is to not make predictions. Our job is not to get emotionally attached to the Bitcoin price going up. Our job is to prepare for key levels of support and resistance, so that when you're prepared and price comes to your level, you can take the trade and you can make a nice profit. So let's talk about how I'm going to be trading this now in the future. I'm going to be giving you the next setups I'm looking for. And by the way, if you want to trade, first of all, check out BLOFIN. Currently offering 10% cash back on everything you deposit, up to $1,000 future bonus, plus winning all these prizes. This is good until March 26th. Also, weeks, best deal on fees. No KYC for both of these exchanges. Links in the pinned comment and description. Also, guys, check out ANTARCTIC exchange, link in the description. This is a decentralized exchange, meaning you don't put your money on the exchange. You hold everything yourself. in your own hot or cold wallet. Never will it ever have KYC because this is a decentralized exchange. Lowest fees ever, okay? I don't think any exchange right now has lower fees than ANTARCTIC if you use my link. 0% limit order, 0.015% market order. The best part about ANTARCTIC is everybody who trades on the exchange owns the exchange. All right. We are the market makers. We profit from liquidations. We profit from fees. If you're trading on the exchange, you basically get paid as an owner of the exchange because you yourself are providing liquidity and you are the market maker. Links to all this stuff in the pinned comment and description of the video. So here's how I'm trading this. Now look, I'm going to give it to you straight. I'll never give it to you gay on this channel. The first thing we need to understand is that, yes, we have officially formed now a lower low on the daily time frame. We have confirmed bearish market structure here. We've made our high, our low, our lower high, and our lower low. We've changed market structure on the daily time frame. This is definitely something that we need to pay attention to, especially given the fact that on the weekly time frame, we do have right now a confirmed bearish divergence right here, where as the price is getting higher over time here, we are seeing the momentum waves and that money flow getting lower. Now, this is known, like I said, as a bearish divergence, but a lot of us, especially in the Casper crew, we call this the upside down Sam Bankman-Fried bearish man boob pattern. Because as the price is getting higher, Sam Bankman-Fried, now we don't know why, but he has a very large left man chesticle and a very small right little pepperoni little nipple, boop, 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 right there, okay? And we can also see on his chest the money flow getting lower here. Now, this does lead to a big rejection, at least in the picture that I've shown here. So we have to understand the context is that, yes, we are printing the upside down SBF bearish man boob pattern, and it is confirmed, okay? So we're seeing not only bearish divergences that have confirmed, but now we're actually seeing a change of market structure. Now, what do we need to see if we want upside? Well, there is a silver lining here, and the silver lining is this. If we take a trend line from that summer low to our current low, you can see we have 1, 2, depending on how we draw this trend line, you could even make the case that now this is 1, 2, now our third tap of the trend line. When we look at the daily time frame, we see a very, very oversold momentum wave, extremely oversold. In fact, we have not seen an oversold momentum wave, negative 88.7. We have not seen anything like this since, when was the last time we saw something like this? Very long time ago, May 2022. We have not seen a momentum wave this oversold since the bottom of the bear market. And then, of course, right before the big pump in the summer of 2023, we also saw a momentum wave this low. Very oversold. Now, when the price is making a higher low into a key support and the momentum waves are getting lower over time, this is called a hidden bullish divergence. Now, when we look at the lower time frames, we are seeing the hidden bullish divergence, and now we are also seeing locally here some regular bullish divergences as well. As the price is making that final dip into that golden pocket Fibonacci key support, we are seeing the momentum waves getting higher and the money flow getting higher on the 4-hour time frame, a very, very important time frame. Now, this is known as the uneven butt cheek pattern because you have a very large momentum wave on the left, followed by a very skinny momentum wave on the right. And so all these things combined, what we need to be watching for right now is the $90,000 level. We need to see right now the price of Bitcoin come up and reclaim this level right here. This last low that we made back on the 13th of January, 2025. Because if we can do so, in my opinion, this is showing us that indeed this was simply a fake out of the range, and now we're back inside this key support, and the probabilities say we're actually going to come up and make a new higher high. So $90,000 right now is a very important resistance where either A, we get a rejection from around this area and come back down. And it's more of a zone because if we take a look at the volume that traded throughout the entirety of this range, I'd say up to 92,300 where we have the value area high. This right now is going to be our major make it or break it zone if Bitcoin continues to get a rise. This is actually going to be an area to look for a swing short trade to take it back down to these previous support resistance flip in the low 70s, all right? So potentially this $90,000 to $93,000 area could give us that move back down to the mid-low 70s, where we have this epic support resistance flip right here. Now, if we are able to reclaim that area, then in my opinion, this adds confluence to our long idea, and we can actually look for the new high, potentially the all-time high of this market cycle, for one last big push before the bull market does top out in mid to late 2025. Now, let's talk about some supports to the downside, because is the low in here? Well, to be totally honest with you, it's very hard to say right now because we haven't seen any major signs of strength. And the long trades that I'm taking right now, I am taking them understanding they could turn into swing trades. But as you've seen, I'm starting them off as scalp trades. For example, this long trade that I'm in right now, I started it off as a scalp trade, a very local trade, a very local stop loss, a very local take profit. And then once I hit that take profit on the scalp trade, I actually then, of course, took most of the trade out, lowered the position size down, put the stop loss to a place where if this trade gets stopped out, it will be very, very low risk for me, right? I think I'll only lose like $1,000 on the trade in the event that this gets stopped out. So I'm proceeding with caution. I'm using good risk management, because the only way we're going to know if the bottom is in is if we actually start to change market structure. So this is a good place to be looking for long trades, potentially even opening up starter longs if you see confirmation to get into your trade. But we can't say that there's a lot of possibility that the low is in until at least we're trading above $90,000. So we have to talk about levels to the downside, because if we continue down, like I believe, I don't think the bull market's over yet. In fact, in my opinion, the juiciest long trade we could possibly look for a last big push in crypto is going to be if Bitcoin comes down to this area right here, where we basically have a Fibonacci golden pocket in the mid to low 70s. And so there's a few areas on the way down, little local levels that we have in the Casper Crew VIP Discord, but that main level on the way down, if we reject from 90 to 93,000, is going to be this macro support resistance flip right here. And in my opinion, this is the last major opportunity to get into a long trade if the low is not already in. Now again, if the low is in, okay, don't feel any rush or FOMO to get into a long if you're not already long. The reason is because, like I said, until we reclaim this area, there's no real major sign of strength here. So we have time. If we see that we're coming back inside this range, then we can look for a long on a retrace. But until then, we do need to be very, very cautious here, as the Bitcoin price is currently right now kind of struggling to hold this level. And we also have to understand that, yeah, we have a pretty bearish confirmed daily candle closing below the liquidity at the $85,000 level. So I'm very curious to see how the weekly candle is going to close here. If this weekly candle, which is right now very, very bearish, closes back up above $90,000, let's clear off the whole chart real quick. Imagine if the weekly candle now closes above 89,000. That's going to look pretty bullish. That's going to look like, man, the bears gave it their best shot, but now we're closing the candle up here, and then we can even look for a retest to move back to the top of the range. However, if we close this weekly candle below the range, that's going to look pretty dang bearish, and we can probably expect some more movement to the downside, where we can look for our next big long around this area. So guys, that's it for today's update. Make sure to like, subscribe, click the bell for notifications, and may God bless you all. In the name of Jesus, Yeshua the Messiah, even if you are not religious, I still pray you and your family are super blessed. Now I'll see everybody in the next video. Peace!